So we're going to start at the beginning. This is my player on the top, and he is going to initiate the first pass into 3-on-3. So right now, he is, without a doubt, the most important offensive player on the floor. And we're going to do this 3-on-0, and we're going to go through his skill set. He's going to go through 7 skills that he needs to execute to make this pass and cut. Okay, first thing that Cliff is going to do is he's going to stay in the middle of the floor with his dribble. We don't want to be on the side. He basically is going to stay within this lane line extended, right here in the middle of the floor. All right, the other thing he has to do is he has to keep his chin up. I always say keep your chin up, which means keep your head up and see the floor. Okay, anytime you play, you have to see the entire floor and see what's going on, especially the player on the top. Now, before I go any further, when we teach 3-on-3, we don't teach it out of a word I don't like, positions. Okay? We're teaching players how to play the game of basketball. We're not, and that's why I hate to use the word point guard, postman, point forward. I don't even know what these things mean. What I do know is that we got 3 guys on the floor, and they are all basketball players. So we very well could take 6'8" Jordan and put him out here and have him run the top, and we will when we play this competitive later. So understand that. Play any of these places on the floor. All right. He needs to, as he's advancing the basketball, get to the sweet spot. And we've talked about what that is. It's an area about 4 to 5 feet above the top of the key. And Cliff gets to this spot. This is his point of decision, where he's going to decide he's either going to take his dribble to the left wing or the right wing. And in this case, for what we're doing, the ball will go to the right wing. Now, at this point, okay, he needs to separate from the defender with change of speed and direction, whether it be a crossover, whether it be a hesitation dribble. You need to get outside of the body of the defender, okay? Here's your defender. You've got to get outside my body with change of speed and direction to be able to make this pass without it getting tipped or turned over. Then the next skill is the direct pass is made, not a floater. Cliff's going to throw a direct pass and step in the direction of his pass. We call it step 2, run through. We're going to step 2 when we pass, and we're always going to run through the ball when we receive. Step 2, run through. Okay, let's go back through it, Cliff. You're going to see the floor. You're going to start at half court. You're going to stay in the middle of the floor as determined by the width of the lane. Change of speed and direction, getting the ball to the sweet spot, getting outside the defender, passing, stepping in the direction of your pass. There's 6 skills right there. So players, coaches, I would tell your players this. If you're going to play basketball properly, number 1, I don't care what size you are, how much experience you have, whether you're right or left-handed, it doesn't matter. You've got to be able to play the top. And there are actually 7, I'll introduce 7 here in a second. There are 7 skills that you've got to be able to do and execute in order to even make the first pass into offense in 3-on-3. If you can't, I would recommend that you ask your coach which of those 6 or 7 skills that you're deficient in and work on them. Because if you don't have those skills, you can't play. Cliff has those skills so he can enter this ball safely into 3-on-3. I'm confident of that. But if you don't, or do not have the skills for the wing or the opposite wing, you're going to have a hard time playing basketball. Okay. Cliff's going to bring the ball up, just as we said. Going to get to the sweet spot, change speed and direction, outside the body of the defender, and then he's going to cut. Good, Cliff. When he makes this cut, okay? Come back and cut again. What he wants to do after he delivers this pass, he wants to cut in front of the face of the defender and maybe get a give and go cut. And as he cuts, he's going to throw his hands and show the window. Right there. Obviously, if he's open, we're going to hit him and he's going to shoot a layup. Okay? The great thing about the advantages of offensive 3-on-3 is there's only 3 defenders. We've got one on you. Hopefully, you can cut over across the face of your defender, and there's only one defender on the weak side. So if he's open, we get it to him and he scores. This guy's going to have a hard time. He's got to guard Cliff and he's got to guard you on that wing. Okay, Cliff's going to get all the way to the basket on his cut. Okay, he's then going to take a look. And what will have happened by then is our opposite wing is already moving to get to the nail hole to fill, and we'll cover that in detail here in a second. You're going to identify the open spot on the floor, and you're going to fill that spot. So if he fills here up high, you're going to fill his spot. And we have now made one pass, the initial entry pass into 3-on-3.